Hey! Just another quick video for you today. Got a new diff. Well, it's not new, it's second hand, but it's a different ratio. So this is the original one out of my car. It's a 3.38 ratio. And this is the one I just got, which is a 3.91 ratio. So it's a fair bit shorter ratio, this one. So pick this one up from the wreckers. It's out of a 318i Auto, 350 bucks. Now on these BMW diffs, they'll tell you the ratio on the sticker on the top of the diff. So if you need to find out on yours, you need to crawl under it with a mirror, or on the bolts that hold on the cover on the back of the diff, they have it on there, but I've seen some that don't have these on there. Divide the teeth on the crown wheel by the teeth on the pinion and that'll give you the ratios. So this has 43 teeth on the crown wheel and I think 11 on the pinion, and you do that calculation and it comes to 3.909 whatever, rounded off to 91. So because drift car, I also got it welded. So it's now a locker. So luckily I have some boilies in the family that are a bit more skilled than me at welding by far. Hot tip, be careful telling a boiler maker that you want your diff welded, because if you tell them you want a locker, they'll make the whole thing locked so it doesn't turn at all. They take things very specific, boilies. So upside to this is it's a cheap mod. Downsides, if there's too much metal welded on either side, it can cause an imbalance. You don't want an unbalanced rotating mass, because then you can get unnecessary vibration and cause other issues. Not to mention just all the crap that can end up in the diff. So mini spool always better, but if you're on a budget like me, just get someone to weld it for you. So I'm just going to prep this for reinstall into the subframe when I put all that back in. I've just got to make up a gasket for it and fill it up with oil basically. Oh yeah, the other thing with these E46 is sometimes these outputs are different. So if you buy one and you're like, oh no, mine's different, you can always pop these output shafts out and reinstall the ones that came out of yours. Sometimes there'll be a little bit of a difference. That should solve your issue. So to avoid trying to track down a gasket, I just bought some gasket paper and decided to make it up myself. So this is a handy little method that I learned back in the day. So just fix the gasket paper to the surface that you want somehow. I just put some center punches through the dowel holes to hold the gasket paper in place, and then with a hammer just gently tapping on the edges, it will basically cut out the shape for you. Avoid trying to pump it through the tiny little hole in the diff cover. I decided to just fill it up with oil while I had it there. I think refill capacity is about 1.5 liters. And then I just use a bit of Loctite 515 to seal it up. It's basically like an aviation grade sealant. You don't have to use this stuff, but it's never let me down, so I love the stuff. Over to hit of paint, nothing too fancy. And once it's bolted all down, I just tipped it back and opened the filler plug to just let any excess out, and she's all ready to go. Right, all done. All full of oil and sealed now, and sexy pink. Not that anyone's going to see it. I got a heap of polyurethane bushes for the diff and the subframe for when it all goes back in. But I'm just going to install this back into the subframe and try and put all the suspension components together and reinstall it like I did in episode 6. Well, the reverse of that. That's why I'm not fitting it to the car yet. But that will probably be my next video. I got a couple of days off work, so I'm going to try and get all the back end back in. Thanks for watching. Hope to see you in the next one.